I just finished my interview. Oh my god. It went really well despite my reaction. I'm just like feeling really tensed still because it was like I really want this job. I know I might say that about every job, but I feel like I finally found a company that I really like and that I feel like I'm just perfect for the role for, and I don't really say that about a lot of companies, probably like any company at all. Like I don't say that about them, but this one I feel like I need to shake off this anxiety. Look at my interview fit. I cannot tell you how nervous I was after sending out my application for this company. Like, I have been just on and off, borderline insomniac. So for context, I've actually been following this company for a long time, ever since they have launched, and they're more on the fashion, e-commerce, lifestyle industry, which is an industry that I've never ever delved into. I've only been a mere consumer and less so of someone who works in it. I have been wanting to venture into this space because I feel like I really just align with the brands that I really like. As someone who's a consumer myself, I mean, like, I obviously do. And I think it'll be so sick to be able to work for them. When I saw that they were putting out a role for a marketing executive, I just felt like it was a sign. I felt like it was a sign from the universe. They said they will get back to me in about 2 weeks. So hi. Oh, great. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, at the moment, I don't really have any questions. I thought I would do a little debrief of what just happened. I was on a call with the company that I have been praying so hard to be in because they really liked what I submitted for the creative assignment that they have asked me to do. I felt like I already knew what they were gonna say to me, but I also don't want to assume and have too high expectations, because what if it doesn't work out the way I want to and I get disappointed, right? I got the job! I got the job! I couldn't even describe how happy I am. I think I feel really lucky because even though I've been funemployed for about 4 months, I only just started applying probably a little over a month ago. So it didn't take me that long to actually secure a job, which is very lucky because I feel like a lot of people, they said that it goes to 3 months or 6 months or even about a year, and some people would drag on to 3 years, and it's like, that's insane. I could not even explain the events that has happened the past couple of days because even before I got this offer, I went for a part-time retail position interview. The interviewer was actually really impressed with my resume. He literally said, I think you're too overqualified for just a part-time retail assistant role. And We didn't list this on our website because we did not have time, but we think you'll be really good for a visual merchandising slash store manager role. And I was like, I don't know, maybe this is like a part of me that is trying to relieve that self-sabotaging. A lot of times I've always felt so underqualified for a job, but it's the first time someone has actually told me I'm too overqualified. So understanding that this other company that I just got an offer for, I'm more keen on doing that because it's an actual marketing role, and that is something that I have been training myself for. Not even just during funemployment, but also just even way before that when I did a bunch of marketing internships as well. So I've been like training for a good couple of years to get to a certain point where I will be in a marketing role again. One thing I like to share with everybody who is like in this process of figuring out what they're cut out for in like a job setting is that be okay with having limitations. It's not for everyone. There are people who want to be in a job where they're constantly talking to people and they're constantly meeting people. And then there's people like me who would prefer a much more low-key, kind of in the behind the scenes dynamic of the job. I think it's always good to understand yourself and what you can endure or like put up with, or what you enjoy, not even just like tolerate, but like just what you enjoy in a workplace setting, because I think that's really important if you want to, you know, stay in a job for a long run. My starting date is a week from now. I start my work on 1st of August, so exactly a week from now I will be exiting this era in my life. Good morning. I need to head out soon. In about 5 minutes. It is bright and early in the morning. Right now it's about 7:30. I woke up at 6:30. Oh my god, it's the first time I've seen the sunrise in a long time because your girl doesn't wake up that early. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm also relatively chill. Oh my god, I need to pack. Okay, we'll see you guys after work. Can't believe I just said that. I'll see you guys after work. Hello. I went through my first day and my bosses are really nice. It went pretty well. Like, I really like the office. I think it's really nice and cozy. I do want to finally just wrap up this series. I felt like I foreshadowed this myself because I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this series in 4 parts. You can't really control how life works out for you a lot of the time. I can't really control when I get employed and whatnot. It all depends on like the job market and whether I find a company that really likes me as much as I like them. So there was a possibility of me probably elongating this series more than I wanted to. Yeah, in a way, I'm very thankful. I just want to do like a quick reflection on my funemployment era, which is in a total 4 months. Now that I think about it, it kind of correlates to 4 parts. I think it's the longest time I've been unemployed. I guess willingly up until the 3rd quarter of the way where I started to apply to jobs. I learned a lot from this entire 4 months. Learned so much about being alone. Being alone when you don't have a job is like a different battle. If you have a job, you have like a sense of routine. You have colleagues that you see every week. There's a sense of community in a way, but when you're jobless and you spend a lot of time with yourself, you go a little bit crazy. You can go a little bit AWOL. It kind of feels like you would fall behind. But I didn't really feel that way a lot of the time, surprisingly. I think this is probably the prefrontal cortex doing its work, where I am a lot more self-actualized and self-aware that, yeah, like I made this choice. I made the conscious choice to do it. And I even set goals for myself on like what I was gonna do. I think I mentioned this in probably the first part of the funemployment diaries, that like I wanted to dedicate myself to hobbies, to enriching my knowledge on the field that I really want to be in. I wanted to get my mental and physical health in check, which is something that I've also been doing. Savings that I had from my previous job, I was able to go for my class pass, and I've been going to my weekly workouts, mostly Pilates, but sometimes yoga. Even though I had to stop that for a bit. When you're unemployed, you naturally you don't have money coming in for you, and naturally you lose money. But fortunately enough, my best friend Trina and I decided to go for a more affordable alternative to exercise, which is to go to the gym. I spent a lot of time in solitude, and I think it gave me ample time to really reflect on myself, how I want to reframe my mindset and to reapproach the way I do things, whether it's career-wise or like anything else in life, relationships, friendships, whatever. Like it really was like me taking a step back and taking a deep breath and being like, okay, let's try this again. I haven't felt so relaxed in such a long time, because I think I mentioned this a few times that most of my life I've really been living on survival mode and autopilot mode, which sucks because there are so many good moments in my life that I feel like I can't really remember vividly because I'm just not present. Last year was pretty rough for me because, you know, I was doing my theses. I was also in a really toxic relationship, so that ruined a lot of really big life events for me. And earlier this year was such a rough start. Like honestly, I was in such a bad spiral because of my job. I told myself this can't keep happening. Trigger warning. I can't constantly feel like I wanna unalive myself. A lot of people who are like suicidal or who have suicidal thoughts may think like, oh, they really want to die. But in actuality, no, they just want the suffering to end, but they didn't know how. And I completely relate to that because I've been through that myself many of times. Shit hits the fan and you don't know how the fuck to navigate it. I am very fortunate to be able to take this break, to be able to constantly just save half my salary. If there was anything that happened that required me to take like a career break, I will be able to financially survive for the next couple of months, coming from a sense of privilege and having the option to live the slow life, which is not an option for a lot of people, and I totally understand that. So I'm sorry if me documenting the series is not relatable for some of you. I don't mean that in like a braggy way. Honestly, I truly wish for anyone out there who is looking for a job right now after a long period of rest, whether it's involuntary or voluntary rest, you gotta trust the timing. I'm probably not the best person to say that, but just know the grass is always gonna be greener where you water it, and you have options. I'm not gonna say that as like a privileged standpoint. I'm saying that as like you are a human being. You have ultimate right to take charge of your life the way that you want to. You really do. To stop living in that victim mindset that everything's out to get you, because oftentimes I also feel that way. And I hate to admit this, I have been having that victim mindset for majority of my life. Everything bad happened to me is just well deserved, and that like I deserve it. I didn't like myself enough to feel like I don't deserve it. I did what I can to enrich myself. Camera's dying. Switch locations. Wow. Kind of a bittersweet ending, honestly, because I really did enjoy my funemployment era. It's been such a healing journey. I know that sounds a little bit cliche. I really appreciate all of you guys for following me along and just supporting me, and it's really comforting to know there are some people out there who are also on a similar journey as I am, and I hope that eventually you find a really fulfilling job. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the rest of my videos on my channel. I have to bid you guys farewell on this journey, but it's okay because we are starting a new journey and I couldn't be more excited. So don't know how my posting schedule is gonna be like, especially now that I have a big girl job. I will keep you guys posted on my channel. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in a new chapter. Bye!